We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Episode 17, Vikings Uncensored. I'm Rhino, he's Lance, and we've officially hit the big time because this week we got our first hater.
We are getting some haters coming in here.
You know, like we've always said, we're not everybody's cup of tea. You like us, great. If you don't like us, there's other stuff for you to watch out there. So,
But just know, guys, we do put a lot of work into this. Even though I'm in the bedroom and I ain't got the best backdrop, but we do a lot of work to put this show out. And we appreciate every single one of you 106 subscribers out there. Appreciate the shit out of you.
Hey, we even appreciate the guys that don't like us. I mean, we had a guy tell us that all we put out is some unwatchable, inane bullshit.
Inane. Lacking sense or meaning, often to the point of boredom or annoyance. Purposeless, pointless.
But hey, if it's unwatchable for you, don't watch it.
Yeah, even bad publicity, right?
Right. Yeah, publicity is publicity. So anyway, like I said, we're on episode 17 now. We're getting close. We're only a couple weeks out from training camp, and as of Monday, I believe we're like 4 weeks away from the first preseason game.
Yes.
So
yes,
we got stuff coming. We're close. So we got a little bit of news this week. We'll kind of buzz through that real quick. Then we got another stop on the No Excuses Tour a little bit later on. Week 3 to sign up for the Justin Jefferson hoodie. We'll have a secret player after a while here.
One of the Vikings greats.
Oh yeah. And then where are they now? We'll make a return, towards the end of the episode, and then we'll kind of fill in as we go along.
Raymond, we heard you out there clamoring for some more. Where are they now?
So anyway, again, the first item of news, we had Aaron Rodgers last week playing that celebrity golf tournament or whatever it was, and
he is loving this. I think.
He's
slapping it up.
He knows. He says he's going to figure things out in the next couple of weeks. And decide, the next couple of weeks conveniently coincides with the start of training camp. So
I could see him sitting the season out.
I don't think he's coming back. I don't. I mean, I could be completely 100% off base.
I've been saying it since day one, and the shit not really since day one, but when it started catching some fire,
right?
We've been calling it as we see it. I don't think we see him in Green Bay anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has completely shut himself off from his family for like 5-6 years because he perceived them wronging him in some way, shape, or form. So if a guy is willing to do that with his family, he's sure as hell willing to do it with the Packers.
And I will say this, Rhino. Even if he does come back to Green Bay, we're going to stomp him into a mud hole anyways.
Oh, yeah, he'll walk into a bar again. So
exactly. I ain't afraid of you, Rodgers. Come back. Whatever. Yeah. But if you don't, even better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just enjoying the whole freaking dumpster fire that's going on over there right now. The seats of Lambeau are burning.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are going to be okay.
Love the drama over there for sure.
Mm-hmm. As long as because anything that causes problems and issues over there is great for the rest of the NFC North.
Oh, plus, what was it? The picture this weekend?
Yeah. Because there was, after the main celebrity golf thing he did with Tom Brady and I forget, DeChambeau or whoever the hell the pro golfers were. He was at another one this past weekend. Yeah. And he had there was a picture that started doing the circulation of him and Adam Thielen together, and Rodgers made the comment that he and Thielen have become pretty good buddies over the last few years. So,
you know, you got some of those Vikings fans out there popping woodies about this.
yeah. And then, like Ted Glover said on our Facebook group the other day, yeah, or wherever it was, people are really going to be upset when Adam Thielen's wearing a green jersey in a couple of years. Yeah, that we hope that doesn't happen. But honestly, Rodgers isn't going to be there in a couple of years anyway, because like I said, I don't think he's going to be there this year. But
this isn't going to be the whole far fucking comes to Minnesota thing, replaying itself over again. So and you guys out there wearing sweatpants, don't stand up.
Swing, swing, tent pole.
And like I said,
it's not happening, guys.
No, and there's no way that Green Bay is going to just cut Rodgers loose to allow him to sign with whoever they want to. You know, if he sits out, he sits out. You know, they're still going to retain his rights. And honestly, you know, if Green Bay's smart, which it's Green Bay, so that's questionable.
All they do is talk about Green Bay on Vikings Uncensored.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be Packers fans.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, fuck the Packers, but, you know. But, you know, there's going to be a lot more market for Rodgers come the offseason than there is now. I mean, you know, everybody's pretty much set right now.
I don't know. I think there's always going to be a market for Aaron Rodgers.
Right. But, you know, people kind of have their plans in place right now. Sure, if Green Bay came out and said Rodgers is on the market, there's going to be teams.
People can make plans for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to say Aaron Rodgers sucks, because he does not. He's definitely a future Hall of Famer, and he knows what he's doing on the field, and he's won a lot of games.
Right, but I honestly, I think the market would be better for him in the spring than it would be now.
Yeah, so, yeah, you could probably get a lot more for him for sure.
Right, you know, so at Green Bay, they're really not under the gun to do anything with him. You know, they can just sit on him, and if he wants to sit out and go, you know, play Jeopardy or whatever, fine.
Bocce ball, fucking golf, or whatever the hell it is that he does. Yeah.
Maybe you can take this extra time off and learn how to chug a beer.
And the quarterback from the Green Bay Packers,
fucking right.
Hold on.
Right. Fucking glass of wine or some shit.
I know it's supposed to be the pinky, but I got the fucked up Brian Baldinger pinky.
I was off to the side.
Yeah.
Pinky's out, Brian.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on from Rodgers because we don't need to spend half an hour on that one. But we kind of talked about this a little last week with the Vikings starting to maybe have some discussions with Harrison Smith to get a contract extension going. Now, Harrison was on Patrick Peterson's podcast. Try saying that 5 times fast. That All Things Covered, I think it's called. But he said that his intention would be to remain with the Vikings, you know, be a lifer until he decides to hang up. But he understands that it is a business, and once you start hitting that 10-year mark, you know, then things can change. Whatever he said, and even he said, if I don't finish my career here, he said, I'm always going to consider myself a Viking. So, you know,
and the fans will always consider you a Viking.
Well. Absolutely. You know, and
he's been here long enough. He's made his footprint, you know.
Yeah. And I know it's a business, but yeah, you know, here again, Harrison is
just like Griffin too. He'll always be a Viking as well.
Right. So you got to make tough decisions as a business, but as long as he's productive, you know, I have no problems keeping him around for another, like we talked about, you know,
that's
extend him out a couple more years or something like that, and then kind of see where we're at from there. But
that's the one thing with the NFL and franchises is you got to live in the moment. You know, you got to let the past stay in the past and move forward if you want to be successful.
Right, and you can't let nostalgia get in the way of what's best for the team, you know, going forward to try to win a championship. So,
I love my players just like every other fan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, we all have players that we like more than others. I mean, you know, we talked about this.
All about being a fan is that the truth hurts, man.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of us who can admit to that kind of stuff, unlike some or a certain segment of the fan base, Kyrgyzstan's, that maybe have a little more problem with that, but we won't dive into that one too much either. But
no, we won't try to touch base on that every single week.
it'll likely happen, but it's not our intention to always. So then the next thing, Anthony Barr was out and had did a interview or something. I forget who it was with, but
there was somebody something.
Yeah.
And then it got picked up
somewhere in public, and it went out on the media anyway. But they were asking him about his thoughts for this year, and he came out and said he strongly believes that we have a Super Bowl ready roster this year, and he fully expects us to be competing for a Super Bowl.
Yep, the heat is picking up here, people.
Yep, and there's I saw someplace else some odds maker, bookie type guy had was talking about your best bets or your dark horses and whatever else for winning divisions and stuff like that. And again, I forget the guy's name, it's irrelevant, but he was saying that some dude, that if you don't pay him, he's going to send Guido and Vinny over to visit you, and you're going to be wearing cement overshoes probably. But anyway, he was saying that even if Rodgers is back in Green Bay, he said probably the best money pick for winning the NFC North is Minnesota.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So, that ties right into what we're moving into in our next segment. See how we segue into that kind of stuff. It's, we're professionals. I can't even.
There it is, man.
Right. Okay. That just kind of screwed up everything. I'm trying to say how professional we are, and then I can't even say the word professional.
At first, I thought you were having a stroke.
Well, it's possible. I tripped over my dog kennel here coming in to set up to record this morning and end up laying on the floor for about 2 minutes, but we won't worry about that.
Oh man.
So, but anyway, talking about, Super Bowl or bust this year, that brings us right into our next segment. We've made 2 stops already, but we take a return to the No Excuses Tour 2021, and stop number 3 this week is the defense.
Yo, stop making excuses, man. Nobody gives a fuck about your bullshit excuses. You gotta take responsibility for your own success, regardless of your circumstances. You're responsible for your own success. Crying about your circumstances is no longer effective for you. You're a motherfucking man, and men are expected to produce results. That's how you're gonna be judged on what you produce or what you don't. But nobody's gonna have pity on you, and nobody gives a fuck about your bullshit excuses. No one gives a fuck about how difficult it is for you. No one cares about what you had to go through. The only thing that matters are the results that you produce.
Okay, so back on the No Excuses.
Here in that segment there.
Yeah.
That little clip.
Yep. So we're back on the No Excuses Tour, and like we said, stop number 3 is the defense. Because last year, we heard Zimmer every freaking week.
Yeah, this is a bad defense. Worst one I've ever had.
It's, we need to play better. I need more Pro Bowlers. This is the worst defense I've ever had. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse after excuse.
Coach can't fucking do that.
No, you can't imagine how, if I was one of those guys that was on the defense last year, we all know that a lot of the guys that were playing shouldn't have been starters.
Yeah.
But, they were out there doing the best they could, other than what's his butt, that cornerback. I forget what his name was.
Fields?
Jones. The one that did that fucking Olay bullshit.
Come on, Dorn, get in front of the damn ball. Don't give me this Olay bullshit.
Look, I took one of those in the eye last year. I'm not about to lose my sight.
I'm deeply moved. Every time you play one off your hips, you owe me 40 sit-ups.
Chris Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Jones, that tackle against Dallas when he came barreling up there and then just pulled off and let, what the hell is it? Dallas's backup running back run for 43 yards or whatever it was.
Yep.
So,
Not good.
No,
I don't want to
So-
see that shit this year.
no. And, that was when we went into the off season, that was Zimmer went in there and started pounding on the table. And realistically, just about everything we did other than Mason Storm or Mason Cole, whatever his name is, that we got in here from Arizona.
Mason Storm.
No,
Mason
that's a Steven Seagal.
Mason Storm.
Yeah, sounds like a bad action hero. But no, it's Mason Cole.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything else we've done in free agency this year was towards the defense. What we got? Okay, first off, we got Daniil Hunter back. They made him happier. Did some restructuring, so he's
so
back.
glad we got that fucking taken care of over before this training camp started up and stuff.
Yeah, that was a huge.
Schism has been taken care of.
Right, unlike our neighbors to the east over there that are wallowing in dumpster fireness. But he's back. Michael Pierce is back off of his opt out from the COVID issues, because he's got asthma problems. We brought in Dalvin Tomlinson. We brought back Mackenzie Alexander, Rashad Breeland, Patrick Peterson. Sheldon Richardson came back.
Do you want him?
He was already here.
Well,
I
just want to throw it out there.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't get enough fucking love for real.
Well, he needs to do a little bit more. He needs to do more to get more love, basically. I mean,
you're right. What? Yeah, sure.
He was our best pass rusher last year, which realistically, you or I could have been our best pass rusher last year, damn it, because Unique Ngakoue was only here for 5 weeks and he finished off as our sack leader. So,
yeah.
But also Xavier Woods, Nick Candlelight Vigil, and then we also had 5 draft picks going toward the defense. Janarius Robinson, Patrick Jones, both defensive edge rushers. Yep. Jalen Twyman, who,
Fat Teddy?
Yeah, Fat Teddy. From from all accounts, he's recovering well from his gunshot wounds that he got visiting his aunt in DC. Then also Chaz Surratt at linebacker, and
I haven't heard a lot about Surratt.
He was out for a good chunk of camp. I don't know. He had something going on, or he was injured, dealing with injury or something. But
I'm really excited about this draft.
Yeah, so am I. And then of course Cameron Bynum, also safety, that we brought in, which we really didn't have any safety depth there either, other than a couple of the Star Trek red shirts, that are always the first one to get killed when they land on the planet. So, but with all the stuff that Zimmer made this big deal about all this, that he needed all this, he got pretty much everything that he wanted.
I remember when we started this off season and we started going on. The first few moves we made were kind of like, we go out, we got Nick Vigil, we're like, oh, Xavier Woods, he's a starter, but
we tried.
Although I have been hearing really good things about Xavier Woods.
I know Pat Peterson was talking about that on one of his casts too, that,
it's a new day.
He's looking pretty good. Yeah. Not that Woods.
Oh, okay. I thought he was a two-sporter.
Yeah, I never know. Little WWE reference there for those of you who don't follow wrestling too much.
Right.
I don't follow it near as much as I used to.
I don't either, but
I used to watch it when I was a kid, and then back through like the Attitude Era with Stone Cold.
I wanted to be a wrestler for a long time, and I do got some backyard tapes out there.
Green Bastard.
All right. Tag team wrestling match. Me and Randy against Ricky and
Green Bastard from parts unknown.
Right.
Anyways, Trailer Park Boys reference there for those of you.
Trailer Park Boys, guys. I have heard really good things about Xavier Woods.
Yeah, so have I.
I'm really interested to see how that opposite of Harrison Smith goes there.
Yeah, and he struggled a little bit in Dallas last year, but like we've said, for a lot of things,
Dallas was arguably worse than we were.
Oh yeah,
defensively.
Dallas was a defensive dumpster fire last year too. But like we were saying, sometimes a change of scenery is all it takes for somebody to rejuvenate their careers. So
It's funny because Xavier Woods has had some good games against us in general.
yeah,
If I recall.
but he's a pretty good player. I mean, there was a knock on him a little bit that he tends to take plays off once in a while, but
He's in Dallas, man.
yeah,
It doesn't help.
yeah.
Zimmer's not going to let him take plays off,
No, he starts taking plays off.
especially since he's not one of his guys.
right.
So
Yeah. So I mean,
it'll be interesting to see what transpires.
Oh,
We're
and
a fucking nasty team.
yeah, and like we said, there is looking at everything that we've done, there is no excuse for this team to not be competing for a Super Bowl this year.
We have been paper champions for way too long, for a long time. Let's actually be champions for once.
Right. Just let's get one. Start there. That's all, that's all we're asking. And the ultimate goal of this show is to see our beloved Vikings win
Yes.
goddamn Super Bowl.
As fans, we are just like
Right.
you. We want this team. We want to get to a championship and get a fucking Lombardi trophy.
Yeah, we'll just kind of back into the playoffs and maybe get a wild card game and we'll play there and maybe we'll get lucky and win that wild card game and then get our asses stomped in the division.
I used to be that fan. Let's just hope we can get to the playoffs and hope that we catch fire and get lucky.
Yeah, but as Vikings fans and Minnesota sports fans in general, there's not a single team that's ever gotten that lucky to where you can go on that run. Maybe
as a Vikings fan, you're not even allowed to get confident in your team anymore.
No, you're not.
You're not because once you say that, oh yeah, this Vikings team is really good, you're gonna be they're gonna choke like they always do. You're always gonna hear that person on the outside saying that. And you know what? It's the fucking truth.
Right. And that's sad but true. You get a lot of these teams, that start going on these great playoff runs and stuff. They get excited and all this and that. Myself personally, I get more nervous because I'm just sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop because the other shoe has dropped every year for the, basically since
a lot of us older fans don't
1961.
understand it.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. We start getting really good, and then we're like, oh, we're gonna get full of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna think we're so good, and then it's gonna go to our fucking heads, and then we're gonna choke it away games.
Then we have one of those games like we had against Buffalo a couple years back where they were awful and they walked in and stomped our asses 28-7.
Granted, that is the Buffalo team you're seeing more often now.
Right.
But
This was
Minnesota that day is the Buffalo team that
You're
is
seeing
out
now,
there right now.
that was Josh
That
Allen's
was a
rookie year and
team.
everything else. And Buffalo is a good team right now. I'm not slamming
Granted,
Buffalo
that was
at all.
without Diggs, but
Right.
once they added Diggs to that mix,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And now this year they drafted a running back too, I believe, because that was one of their big problems last year. They couldn't run the ball.
And by the way, guys, I love Diggs still, and I always will.
Oh, I do too. I have zero problems with Stephon Diggs. I know there's a lot of fans that, hate him because he forced his way out of here or whatever. He just called it like it was.
Hey, you know what? We all have our own problems.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, this was about the defense. Now we've kind of drove off that cliff once again, like we are prone to do from time to time. But
Well, at least we're not talking about, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers.
already did, yeah. Been there, done that.
Yep. Or Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. All hail Kirkistanis.
No. Anyway, this defense, man.
Yeah.
It's looking like the real deal this year.
Right. And one other thing that really doesn't get mentioned that, we're glazing over a little bit is we have Kendricks back too. Kendricks was out the last.
Kendricks is the best linebacker in the league.
Linebacker, at least I would, you can definitely make
put
that
him
argument.
in the top 3 for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Bobby Wagner's pretty good too, though.
Yeah, but you see, like that Christmas debacle against the Saints when Alvin Kamara ran for 6 touchdowns against us. We didn't have any of our guys back in there, and Kendricks was one of them that was gone. If ever, I will maintain if Kendricks was playing in that game, there's no way that Kamaro's getting 6 touchdowns.
A lot of those games, if Kendricks wasn't in there, we would have got the piss shit stomp out of us. Man,
we did the last few games of the season when we needed to win one goddamn game to be, if we'd have beat, all we would have had to do is even beat the Bears and we'd have been in the playoffs instead of them. Granted, we'd
Kendricks was walking away from games on a consistent basis with like 15 tackles, and a lot of those tackles were splash plays too, where he's hitting the ball out and off or what have you.
Yeah, getting up in there, getting a TFL or stuff like the line.
Plays.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got a full complement back. Really, the only question mark, so to speak, is who's going to step up on that defensive end spot opposite to Neil Hunter. Is it Stephen Weatherly's going to have?
I think these defensive backs have a lot of chips on their shoulders too. I mean, excuse me that we're talking about defensive ends, but I'm just putting it out there.
No, right. And that's
a lot to prove in general.
Right. That's the thing too. Patrick Peterson, people are saying he's washed with her. So he's got a chip on his shoulder. Xavier Woods, same thing.
Like you had mentioned, Weatherly along the defensive line.
Yeah. So, I don't really consider Weatherly a valid starter. He has his moments. He has his moments, and he played well when Everson was out a couple of years ago. When he had his little mental health issues.
He is what he is.
Right.
And I love you, Steven.
Oh, I do. Yeah, he's a great rotational guy, and that's what he should be. So I'm honestly, he's going to start off as the one, but there's going to be a lot of rotation, and I'm hoping, within a few weeks that somebody like, Patrick Jones, Janarius Robinson, one of those guys are going to step up
to another level.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how they use Mr. Sheldon Richardson this time around.
Yeah.
I could see Richardson coming in like Dolman did his second stint here in, Minnesota, and getting kind of not as far as linebackers, players like the Brian Roman-esque, where you're moving along the defensive line, not just at tackle, but putting them out at defensive end every once in a while. And
right. And he's going to be the pass rushing 3-tech, because Dalvin Tomlinson and Michael Pierce are going to be in there.
The X factor there along that defensive line.
You move him around, kind of keep the other team on their heels a little bit, running from different stuff. If Zimmer's truly this defensive guru that, he has professed to be over the years, get creative with how you use these guys, and to his credit, like in that playoff game against the Saints a couple years ago, when he pulled out the NASCAR package, right. When he moved Hunter and Griffin inside.
Didn't he get creative when he wants to?
Yeah. So that's going to be another thing, as the defensive play calling, is it going
to. But the thing is, Rhino, is we've had defensive lines like this before that have become very underwhelming.
Oh, absolutely.
Sheldon Richardson came here that first time, and I was like, oh my God, how is anybody going to deal with this defensive line?
Yeah, and he was okay, but he wasn't great the first time around.
It was very underwhelming to me.
Yeah. And that was the thing. One of the things last year, the Vikings historically have always, or at least usually, had good defensive lines.
Let it rip, guys.
Yeah.
Like we said with time blitzes, what's the best about blitzes is when you can use them to your advantage and not because you have to blitz.
Right.
If you can that front four can get consistent pressure all the time and have that offensive on their back of their feet, if you throw a well-timed blitz in there, man, the game is done.
Mm-hmm. That's when you get somebody screaming off the end and blindside the quarterback, and then you end up with a quarterback fumbling or forcing it during an interception, things like that.
Opposing offensive line has no answers for your defensive line. That's when you're going to win a lot of games, my friends.
Yep.
Let's hope that happens.
Yeah. So anyway, that's, this week's stop on the No Excuses Tour. We've got one more stop.
Best of luck defense this year. You need to play better than last year. Let's get it done.
Yep. Okay, Zimmer, we need to play better.
I know, I had to throw that in.
All right. So anyway, we've got one more stop we'll do next week, and that's our the special teams. So we'll hit that one next week.
Our fickin' special teams right now.
The fickin' special teams. All right. So we'll do our next thing here again, we're now in week 3 of the Justin Jefferson hoodie giveaway.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Can't forget that. So,
Right.
thank you to everybody who's signed up so far for it. Remember, real simple. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and then comment down in the comment section who the secret player of the week. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm over here just enjoying.
Yeah. Anyway, secret player of the week.
I'm done.
Okay. Now, the secret player of the week is this guy right here in this little highlight.
3rd and 10. Still Stock getting away this time from Hendricks and going to Center. Center will get the first down.
All right. So, secret player of the week this week is quarterback Steve Dills. Kind of in the Wayback Machine for a lot of you younger guys and gals probably don't even know who the hell Steve Dills is.
A little fuzzy with me.
He was the backup quarterback to Tommy Kramer from 1979 to 1984.
Well, that makes sense. I wasn't even alive.
Yeah. I wasn't that old, but I do vaguely remember Dills from the.
I remember him from my past life.
Yeah. When you were also a Vikings fan and went through hardship and pain then. So right. So comment Steve Dills down in the comment section and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you'll get registered. We'll have one more chance for you to guys register next week, and then the following week we will give out the or give away the jerseys or the hoodie.
Except you got to pay $60 in shipping and handling.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we will take care of all that stuff. So
absolutely.
But so make sure you get signed up. Like I said, if you've already signed up, you can sign up again. So get your name in the hat.
I look forward to these giveaways. I want to do a lot of these. I appreciate my fans, man.
Right.
If I have any fans of my own.
No, you've got haters. You don't have fans.
I do. Yeah, I would love to give more stuff away. It's part of the show. I hope and I don't want to, give away my house or nothing like that. But little Vikings memorabilia here and there would be kind of great. I'd like if I was watching the show and they were doing it.
Oh, absolutely. And so that and
everybody likes free stuff, man.
Oh yeah, who doesn't like free stuff? I mean, come on.
Anyways.
So anyway, with that, we're going to roll into this week's classic beer commercial. So you guys check this out, and we'll be back in a minute.
Are you Brad? I'm Alex.
No, it's not Brad.
Blind date.
Sorry, Alex.
Hey, you must be Brad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Alex.
New Smirnoff Ice Triple Black Premium Malt Beverage.
So, what is your name?
All right, we're back in. And back by popular demand this week, we have another version of Where Are They Now?
Where Are They Now? That was a good one.
That was a really good one. Might need to keep that one just keep and dub it over every time. All right, so this week's Where Are They Now? We go back to legendary status.
Right. I figured that we were talking about defense this week, so why not come out big?
Yep. So our Where Are They Now person for this week is none other than the man who probably deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else, Mr. Jim Marshall.
Jim fucking Marshall, man. All right. Should we get this one going?
Let's do it.
All right. So a lot of you guys, a virtual lock for the Hall of Fame, right? Well, one would think so, but apparently not. The Hall's inability to vote in this guy is borderline football treachery, in my opinion. Here are a few stats for those for these idiot Hall of Famers voters to chew on. He had 270 consecutive starts, which was later surpassed by Brett Favre in 2009. As a defensive end, nonetheless. Every time he's out there, he's hitting somebody. Every time he's out there on the line, he's touching somebody, getting knocked around, touching somebody, even whatever, knocking somebody around out there, 302 total as a defensive lineman. So, I mean, starts as a defensive lineman. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler and went to 4 Super Bowls. According to Vikings team records, he had 130 sacks, which would put him in the top 10. He had 30 fumble recoveries, one of the top 300 players of all time, and not in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely a disgraceful thing as far as the Hall of Fame goes.
Absolutely. So if any of you guys know any of the, or have contacts with some of the voting members of the Hall of Fame, and if you don't, ask Tony Bell because he does.
Yeah.
Send these guys message or an email, whatever, and tell them, get Jim Marshall in the damn Hall of Fame.
It's pretty sad that the only thing that honestly I believe, and I know Rhino believes this too, that is keeping this guy out is one fucking play.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, the dude ran a play he ran a touchdown the wrong way for the opposing team. His play outside of that one play exemplifies what you want out of a defensive end or a defensive lineman in general.
Right.
One of the greatest to strap him up and get on that field. Fucking put the guy in there before he keels over. Anyways, let me continue here. It just really pisses me off, honestly.
Oh, it does me too, yeah.
So anyways, what is Mr. Marshall up to these days? Well, the dude's had some legal issues in the past, which a lot of us have, along with crashes of one sort or another. According to the football search engine, Jim has traveled and made appearances throughout the world in his quest to raise the quality of life for youths today. He has been recognized as a motivating public speaker by 3M, IBM, and Standard Oil, among other corporations. So basically what Jim is doing is he's going around and he's doing public speaking, advocating for the youth, and he's, in general, being a good person and using his status in a good way. So Jim, he still is a football fanatic and all that. And I'm sure he personally probably holds a little bit of resentment as far as his Hall of Fame goes. In general, I don't know if he does or not, but I would, and anyways, so that's what Jim's doing nowadays. He still public speaks. He's still very active in his ripe age, and not that he's that old, but he's getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's staying active. He's probably hopefully out there enjoying life. Hopefully not a lot of pain from his playing days and stuff like that. But the dude, in general, bottom line, the dude belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Well, right. I mean, he, like you said, with his 270 starts, the man was a freaking Iron Man.
Yeah, and playing on the defensive line, like I said earlier, nonetheless, that's insane. Probably played through many injuries that he just never,
Oh yeah, because back then they literally just rubbed some dirt on it and run back out again.
Right.
Nowadays you get a hangnail and you're out for 6 weeks, kind of a thing.
Right. And I don't know,
baby.
Fucking baby, the Fabergé. Anyways, I got a credit Bleacher Report on that. I got a lot of the information off of there, and also the football search engine as well. So Bleacher Report, thanks for the info. Football search engine, thank you as well. Oh, I got to scour for this information just like any typical fan. So what I mean? And I love doing the segment, but it gets a little hard sometimes. Like I would love to bring you guys like Jimmy Jimmy Kleinsasser, you know, I've tried to find information on him, but it is really hard to do. As far as I know, and I know I could for a quick, where are they now? Jimmy does a lot of public speaking as well, from what I can gather. So anyway, some of these players are hit and miss when it comes. I know you guys request them, but it's what I can find, or even as just a regular, I'm just a regular fan like all you guys. So what I can find is what I can find, and I like it.
And we'll do our best to bring, you know, to bring you some of these guys from days gone by, and
absolutely
kind of go from there. But
keep her going until we run out of players.
Yeah.
Where are they now? Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Right.
So, but anyway, that's about all we've got for this week. So again,
Beyonce's cooking something delicious downstairs.
Oh, nice. Want to thank everybody for watching. Again, you know, summertime, you're out rolling around. If you can't catch us on YouTube, you can catch us on the audio podcasts. You know, we're on most of the big search engines there. Look for us there.
Keep checking out the Facebook page. I constantly update that daily. I'm always on our Facebook page doing something creative.
Yep. And the videos on TikTok and Instagram, and
we're all over the place.
We're on Twitter. You know, I run the Twitter stuff. We try to do some interaction stuff there too. And again, you know, get signed up for the Justin Jefferson hoodie giveaway.
Sign up.
Subscribe to the channel.
Smash that shit.
And again, thanks everybody for watching. Why don't you take us out of here, Lance?
Thanks for watching, guys. We love having you here. I respect the shit out of all you fans out there that watch us. We do this for you. We enjoy doing this. We are living our dream right now of doing this show. So I would like to do a shout out to Skull Club Vikings Fabs. They invited me on as an admin of their group. Thank you so much. We're looking at doing a little working together in the background of things and helping each other out in both ways. So I'm going to start shouting them out more often. That's a group I admin. You want a good Vikings group that I'm in? Go to Skull Club Vikings Fabs on Facebook. And if you do, we'll see you there. I'm on there plugging shit all the time. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for bringing me on board over there. And with that being said, we will see you next Friday. We're getting closer, people. We are getting closer.
We're getting closer to not only the season starting, we're getting close to hitting episode 20. So,
and by the way, all you guys that like shit on Facebook and all that, I see you guys. I see you. I know the names. They're up here. I appreciate you guys.
So with that, we will see you guys
later with
next
some more
week.
inane shit.
Stay tuned for more inane fun. Have a good one, guys.